In this video, I'm going to be talking about digital IDs, why they're so dangerous, why they're coming to your country soon, and ultimately how they will eventually remove all of your freedoms in the years ahead, and ultimately why you must resist these things at absolute all costs. So I'm going to talk about it. So hopefully you get value from this video. It gives you the information and education you need to make the decision for you when these things eventually come in. Now, my channel is normally about finance and investing, but this topic is so important I just had to create this in video. And in a way, digital IDs will affect your finances and money down the road by taking away your financial freedom. Pretty scary stuff. So if you get value from the video, why not like, why not subscribe? Why not post a comment below telling me your thoughts on digital IDs? Are you okay with them, or are you strongly opposed to them? Let me know in the comments below. So let's get on with it. So I'm based in the UK, and last week Keir Starmer formally introduced digital IDs by basically saying these are going to be mandatory for all UK citizens in order to work in the UK. And the primary reason for bringing digital IDs, introducing them to the UK public, is to stop illegal immigration. We'll pack that in a minute. But let's just sort of look at the big idea of digital IDs. Now, conspiracy theorists, David Icke and the like, have been warning about digital IDs for years. I mean, David, he's been talking about these things for over 10, 20 years, but people have basically laughed at him and the conspiracy theories and just said he's an absolute nutter. But he's being proved right, because these things are being introduced around the world as we speak. Now, why are digital IDs so bad? Well, you need to look about who the brainchild of digital IDs are. Now, the sort of idea for digital IDs really is coming from the World Economic Forum and the UN, and basically these things are going to be introduced to countries around the world. If you haven't got one at the moment, you will have one forced upon you in the very near future. And the whole point of these things are basically to track you, trace you, and basically control your life. Eventually, your money's going to be attached to your digital ID. All your documents are going to be attached to your digital ID, your bank. And eventually, the government is basically be able to track you where you go, control what you do and not do, where, you know, they can control where you can't travel. They can control your bank account, all for a digital ID. And this is why these things are so dangerous. They're not here to stop illegal immigration. It is the ultimate tool of control, which is all part of Agenda 2030, which the World Economic Forum is pushing. It's basically, if you want to really have a look at how digital IDs, what they're all about, just go and look at China. They've got a digital ID system rolled out, and attached to the digital ID is your bank account, all your critical information. They've got a social credit score. So basically, if you're a bad little citizen, if you speak out against the government, say something you shouldn't, or do something else, basically, if you're on welfare, they can cut your welfare, they can cut access to your bank account, they can limit where you travel. It's a tyrannical system. And basically, there's all sorts of biometric sort of surveillance tools attached to your digital ID. So basically, you're not a free person. You're basically trapped in a digital prison. This is the way to think about digital IDs. It's basically going to be a digital prison that is eventually going to imprison us all and take away all of our freedom to the point where we won't have control of our money. Our wealth will probably be controlled by the government or taken away. Our freedom of movement's going to go. We're not going to be able to travel more than 15 minutes from home through 15-minute cities. So basically, it's going to be a pretty bleak future if this digital ID infrastructure comes in, because the digital ID is the tool that brings all of it together. Now, there's a couple of things you really need to watch out for in the years ahead. The thing that's the most important is digital ID. The second are central bank digital currencies. These are digital currencies that all governments around the world, they're building out the systems and they're looking to implement them. You need to look at biometric tracking, so face recognition software, fingerprints. This is all going to be linked into it. And the last one is going to be the last thing to be rolled out, which are 15-minute cities. And the whole point of a 15-minute city is that everything that you need is within 15 minutes for you. But here's the kicker. You're not allowed to leave the city, or you might only be able to leave the city once a year or once every couple of years. It's going to be, and basically your freedom of movement within the city is going to be controlled by the digital ID, biometric software or surveillance software and everything else. So this is why digital IDs are so dangerous, because they bring a whole global sort of tyrannical surveillance digital prison together. Without digital IDs, none of this is possible. And this is why people are blowing up the internet talking about it, because the people who basically listen to the people like David warning of this in the past are trying to warn the masses to wake them up to basically oppose these digital IDs. If digital IDs make their ways into our lives and they get widely adopted, over time we're eventually going to see our freedoms eroded. So we can't allow it to happen. We must resist at all costs, even if it means your life becomes harder. Because if you go along with digital IDs, you're pretty much going to lose your freedom and your wealth anyway. So you may as well resist, take the pain, because if we get through the pain, there'll be brighter days ahead. But like I said, Keir Starmer introduced the UK's digital ID to the UK and to the world last week. You need one. It's going to be made mandatory, and if you live in the UK and work, you need one in order to continue working. His argument is that they're there to stop illegal immigration. Well, let's just kind of unpack a few little things, shall we? So it just makes how's a digital ID going to stop illegal immigration? It's just not. At the end of the day, this illegal immigrants, they can just bypass the system easy enough. It's not going to stop it. At the end of the day, if you wanted to stop illegal immigration enough, we've got enough idle ships sitting in bays where you could send the Navy into the channel to basically patrol the channel, which would be a lot cheaper, a lot easier, a lot safer, and just basically make the boats turn around or arrest people on the boats and take them back to France. So that is the simple, most cost-effective solution. But instead, they're going to roll out a digital ID system that's going to cost billions, well, tens of billions, maybe hundreds of billions of dollars, because here's the thing, AI is going to run it as well. So it's going to be immensely expensive. There's probably, Labour are probably going to completely hash it up and it's not going to work anyway, which is kind of good. It's just going to be a complete waste of taxpayer money here in the UK. And basically the people are basically to be funding their own digital prison for the future. So, yeah, it just makes so sense. And another kind of worry about it is it's going to be a big centralized database. Well, that doesn't make sense either. With cyber hacking and hacking becoming a real thing at the moment, it doesn't make sense to hold the whole UK's population's critical details on one big database. One, if it gets hacked, everyone's data is going to be compromised. So easily hackable doesn't make any sense in the era of maybe cyber hacking and cybercrime. It's just a disaster waiting to happen. Secondly, the government have got an incredibly valuable asset while stopping them selling our data to other companies, because we've got all of our data on there. So that is another reason to be wary of digital IDs. Also, we need to look at how digital IDs have performed in other countries. So France and Italy have got a digital ID system. Hasn't stopped illegal immigration at all. In fact, it's just getting worse. And Vietnam has recently introduced a digital ID system to its, I think it's 85 million residents. Basically, the digital ID system has locked everyone out of their bank accounts. Great. So another fantastic reason we should all be cheering from the rooftops to bring in digital IDs. Irony there. So, as you can see, the digital ID system is seriously sketchy. And the thing is, you need to ask who really is going to benefit here. Is it the governments, the World Economic Forum, and the powers who really run the governments of the world? Or is it for the good of, the people? Let me this be the answer for you. So in the UK, Tony Blair has been trying to bring in digital IDs for over 10 years, and for every step of the way, he has been blocked. But here's something really interesting. His son, Ewan Blair, runs a tech company that if digital IDs get the go-ahead, his company is going to build out the system. Basically, if it all goes to plan, Ewan Blair is set to receive £100 billion payday, and his dad owns £375 million worth of shares in his son's company. So, who really benefits out of the digital ID system? Is it the elites pushing this, or the people of the country these things are going to be forced upon? And another thing you need to bear in mind as well, if your government is coercing you and scaring you into getting it and hitting you with fines when we've basically got a passport, driving license, we can prove who we are, that is a big red flag. No government should be scaring or threatening their residents to do anything, because ultimately the people dictate the government literally serve the people. That's how it's meant to be. So when the government turns into tyrannical authoritarian, that is a time to be worried. And with Starmer basically saying, if you don't have a digital ID, you can't work in the UK, that is very authoritarian to me. So that isn't good. And like I said, if digital IDs come in, you're going to be seeing central bank digital currencies, which are basically digital. So it's going to be like, depending on which country in, for the UK, it'll be digital pound. That is programmable, will be linked to your digital ID. And ultimately, the central bank in the UK will have control of that. And at the touch of a button, they can freeze your bank account. So with central bank digital currencies, which the conspiracy theorists have been warning about for ages, and the final one, 15-minute cities and biometric software, all of these things get rolled out and get widely adopted in society. The world will no longer be democratic, and we will all be enslaved inside a digital prison. Now, it goes a lot more complex and sinister than this, but it's way out of the scope of this video. But I think my big message for this video is, doesn't matter which country you're in, digital IDs are coming to you. If they come to your country, resist with all your might, even if it means going through short-term pain, because if you resist it and they get declined, you will keep your freedom. If you submit, kneel, and go along with it, over time, it's not going to happen instantly, but over time, the measures, more things will be added to your digital ID, like CBDCs, biometric tracking, social credit score. Eventually, your freedom will be eroded, and before you wake up and you realise, I've got no freedom anymore, it is too late. It's going to be virtually impossible for you to escape. So the way to stop this is just to say no. Just don't go along with it. Just say no. That is the best thing. Resist with all your might. Say no. Don't get it. And even if you think, I'm not sure, just resist getting it for at least a month or two. See how other people are getting on with it. But my advice, don't get it. Let's oppose it, and let's get this digital ID system Let's stop it before it ever sees the light of day so we can all keep our freedoms. So that is what I've got for you. Digital IDs, we're going to be hearing a lot more about them. And I'll bring you more information as and when I had it. If you want to support the channel, and you want to grow your wealth and your retirement account, I can highly recommend a stock picking service I use called Near Future Report. It's helped me invest in AI stocks, which helps boosting my retirement account. So if you're interested in AI stocks and you want to invest some money in AI stocks, get the best AI stocks delivered to your inbox, best AI research, I'll leave a link in the comments and description below so you can sign up for that. And if you do join it, you'll help me creating content for this channel. So thanks very much for that. So that is what I've got for you. I hope you found the video useful, informative. Like, subscribe, comment below with your thoughts, and let's stop digital IDs before they ever see the light of day. Thank you.